2 years ago, I decided to start using Trading 2 and 2. At the time, I was looking to try out their ISA accounts. I had never used this platform before, and it was also the first time I had considered using an ISA for cash and not just investing. So while it was all quite new to me, I had a lot to learn, and in this video, I'll be taking you through how I've split up my money between Trading 2 and 2's cash and stocks ISA accounts, what the returns have been on each, and what I've learned now that I'm 2 years into using this platform, along with my top tips for new users. By the way, my name is Ruth, and as a financial coach, I'm all about educating and empowering others when it comes to their money and their life. You can find my website in the description where you can book a call to talk to me directly. So what's an ISA anyway? These are individual savings accounts that give your money a special tax-free status. In the UK, everyone over the age of 18 has a £20,000 annual ISA allowance. This lets you put up to that much into ISA accounts each and every year. The reason I focused on the rules here is that when I started this account, I wanted to use up as much of that annual allowance as I could. The allowance matches up with the financial year, so any money you put in before the 5th of April goes towards that year's limits, and then it resets again on April 6th. It's a use it or lose it situation, as there are no carry forwards. However, once money is inside an ISA, it stays tax-free forever, and any gains you make inside that wrapper are always tax-free. Now, this cash ISA is very similar to a bank account, but it has that added benefit of also being tax-free. So how do I know when to go with cash over stocks? I first ask myself, is there a chance I could need this money within the next 5 years? Maybe for an emergency, a holiday, or a house move. If the answer is yes, a cash ISA keeps that money 100% safe while earning tax-free interest. You might choose to split the funds like I have and have a little bit, say, in the cash ISA versus stocks ISA. And the best split then depends on your situation. Everything from your expenses to your pensions could be a factor. And if you won't need that money for a long time, you might then consider the stocks ISA. Currently, I have £22,114 in mine, with £1,979 being an unrealised gain. Because it's invested, the value can go down as well as up, which is why it's so important to not need that money in the short term. As you can see, the returns so far in this account make up 9% of the total pot, as opposed to just 3% in my cash ISA. This illustrates the potential for you to get greater rewards from investing as opposed to saving. But on the flip side, over the past month, my investments have fallen by £1,136. Now, imagine how you'd feel if you were, say, a month into investing, that happened, you were that much down, and then you needed the money back out. For the record, I strongly believe that investing is one of the best things you can do with your money over the long term, but short term it's still very risky, and it's not something to jump into without having a proper strategy worked out. The first move I made after opening my account was actually depositing just £1. I did this to check the money was going in and not getting lost. And after that, I moved £5,000 into the stocks ISA for safekeeping. Now, this might sound a little bit strange because you've probably heard about stocks not being safe. But at this point, I had just transferred the money in and not actually picked any investments yet. You see, when you leave cash sitting inside a stocks ISA on Trading 2 and 2, the default option is for it to still be cash. My money was still safe as it wasn't yet invested in the market, so no need to panic. So why did I choose the stocks ISA to begin with? While the default option in their stocks ISA is for it to remain uninvested. There is actually a further step you can take to start earning interest on that money. When you go into the app, and the app is quite complex, by the way, so don't worry if you find it confusing initially. You can click on the logo at the top, followed by the Stocks ISA, the 3 bars menu, and then interest on cash. When I do this, it tells me I have all-time earnings on cash of £406. This is actually a slight loophole that lets you earn interest in your Stocks ISA after opting into something called qualifying money market funds. These are cash-like investments that are still very safe, just not 100% safe, and you take on a little bit of risk, and trading 2 and 2 rewards you with a slightly higher interest rate, currently at 3.8%. I actually did this because I wanted to get that little bit of extra interest. I wasn't afraid of eventually investing the money. I had other savings outside of this, and so I thought, why not get the extra 0.2%? It's a very small gain, but for the very marginal risk, it was something I was happy with, and so something that you might want to consider too. It's a useful strategy right now, but you also have to be mindful because the rules are going to be changing. And up until now, ISAs have been quite free-flowing. You could move between stocks and cash both ways, but the government is leaning people more towards investing, and from April 2027, the flex is going to be much more limited. So for under 65s, the cash limit is dropping to £12,000 per year, and we probably won't be able to move money back from stocks into cash like we used to. It's basically a nudge to get us to start investing, which is why it's becoming even more important that you know how to choose which of these ISAs to use or have a strategy planned out if you want to invest. Of my 30k total on trading 2 and 2, 8,038 is in their cash ISA. This is my emergency savings that I can access at any time. I keep it here rather than the Stocks ISA because I want it to be 100% safe. I've gained £269 in interest since May, and it's currently paying me 3.6% added in monthly instalments. Remember that nuance where if it was cash on the Stocks ISA, it would be 3.8? There's that 0.2% difference. Anyway, I hope you found this useful. As a coach, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I want to enable you to make those decisions for yourself. I'm here to help you gain clarity and confidence and act as an accountability partner as you navigate this. So if you're looking for that kind of longer term support, feel free to book a call in with me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.